Here we go. Welcome everyone to Dropped, the WeatherTrack Tournament of Champions. We are happy to have you join us today. And on my part, I am live from the IA show in San Diego, California. So I am actually in my hotel room. The IA show is just opening its doors downstairs. So both one of our contestants today, Lance and I, are hidden away in the hotel. And we are going to be seeing everybody who joins us at the IA show later today. So yes. Thank you, IA show. And we are off to Dropped. The Ben and Brady show this week is brought to you by HydroPoint Data Systems. And I am joined by my co-host, my friend, my partner in crime, the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Brady.
Howdy, Ben. Good to be with you for another week.
Thank you for making time. Brady, I want to let the audience know, and HydroPoint people, brace yourselves. Brady is known for stupid human tricks.
Yeah, I know. All of you have a shocked face on right now. I know that.
Hold down the shock. Brady is going to share with us one of his stupid human tricks this morning. Brady, would you care to detail that for the audience, or do you just want to spring it on us?
You know what? I'm not going to go into the details of how I found out about this, but I did find out in high school that I have a very large mouth that can fit these guys in them. So I'm going to show you how many of these I can fit in my mouth.
How many people do you know that has ever tried to put a golf ball in their mouth? Or two? Or three? Or 4 golf balls? Brady, how did you learn to put 4 golf balls in your mouth? Oh, Brady, you're too much.
All right.
I'm sorry.
This is highbrow comedy we have here. Highbrow.
Medical personnel.
Nobody got your picture. That's terrible. All right. So, Brady, we are back. I'm sharing my screen. Great to have everybody. We have with us today the 4th episode of Dropped, the 4th round robin or semifinal episode where we feature the HydroPoint team. And I've selected a different member from every department. So we've got sales represented in field services, customer service, as well as product management. So it should be quite a showdown today. And Brady, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There you are.
Yeah.
Now you start. Ready to go?
All right. Well, let me find my.
You got so golf balled up that you forgot.
I got so golf balled up that I got golf ball on the brain. Apparently, I think we need to start here. Let's introduce our people here. So let me share my screen. Give me a second.
Sounds good.
There we are. Right there.
There we are.
Can you see it?
Can. We're on to the next slide. So we've introduced our folks. We want to talk quickly about the game. We're going to put our 4 contestants through 3 rounds, drop 1 per round, and end up with a dropped tournament champion. The rounds break down like this. First round is the system test. Second round is the feature test. And third round is the race or the speed test. Next, we are playing for the Ultimate in WeatherTrack swag. So this is the Great WeatherTrack swag giveaway. Everybody will get the WeatherTrack literature swag pack for participating, which is full of Lance Elliott originals, the high-res pictures, and all the great art that Lance does. Shout out!
Oh, shout out there!
And we have the winner today will get the dropped sweatshirt, the hoodie that is limited edition. Only the champions and the hosts will get one of those. As well as if you get the sweatshirt, you move on to the championship round next week, where the questions get harder and the prizes get bigger. The champion of next week gets a personalized Yeti chest cooler. So
boom.
Good luck, and we are off. All right. So now we want to walk through and introduce you to our week's contestants. Again, the week's contestants are all from HydroPoint. They're all friends of mine and have all been featured on the show. And we do this in alphabetical order. Next, starting with Ben Slick, Mr. Slick, who is has been at HydroPoint longer than me, which is saying something at this point. Ben is a great champion of HydroPoint from the sales team. Joined me in my tribute to Tom Ash and had some great words, worked closely with Tom. And when he's not talking about Tom Ash, whenever he's on the show, we're talking about sustainability topics. We talk about Water Compass and the great indoor water monitoring tool that HydroPoint provides. We talked about when did irrigation become a sustainability manager's job with Paul Bassett. And we talked about how the return on investment works, Brady. We talked about all of the business case of smart water management and why water management is a great investment. Ben Slick, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Grateful to be here among this esteemed panel.
Esteemed panel. Wow. I feel so much better all of a sudden.
There you go. Ben, thanks for joining us. I actually was talking to Paul the other day about our episode. Can you tell us a little bit about what we talked about on that?
Paul's a water expert. He works for the company called EnvoCore and their division, Water Savers LLC. They are a company who engineers solutions for ESCOs on performance contracts. So he has to do water auditing. He has to do installations and system commissioning, but it's all for the higher purpose of delivering a measured result to the customer who's contracting, and his customer, an ESCO, like Ameresco or Johnson Controls, they are guaranteeing a savings result, both in dollars and gallons. And Paul, in his water measures, has to help them deliver and measure up to those on an ongoing basis. So he's like a bacon and eggs breakfast. The chicken's involved, but the pig's committed. He's definitely the pig in that situation.
I love it. And that really speaks to real world water management, right? That next level of watching every drop.
Absolutely. So Paul's, one of his expertise is on flow management, on commissioning flow, on, he's also an expert in installing water metering equipment. And so he's got a full toolkit of pressure testing and leak detection tools. And he's expert on multiple platforms, but he's picked WeatherTrack as his preferred platform for managing these projects.
I've even seen him out there doing the cup test of the distribution uniformity. So
I've been there with him, watching him do that.
Yeah, he's a
Nice.
super user at that. So thank you, Ben. We will be right back. In the meantime, Brady, we are going to switch to the Chris Mendiola, our friend from customer service, who joined me to help our users get familiar with the WeatherTrack support services. We actually featured in this episode the week 3 champion. It was Chris Mendiola and James Carr from Brightview having this conversation. Chris?
Morning.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. How are things in customer service today?
They're going good. We're kind of, winding down for the end of the year and wrapping up winterization. And now we're full bore getting ready for spring.
What are you doing for your team during this slower season?
Training. So this is the time where we take advantage of some of those slower cycles to work on some project stuff, but also to really heavily focus on kind of lessons we learned from the previous season and initiatives and new opportunities that we can bring for next season.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, and we will be right back, Chris. I am on to the other Chris Shreenan, who, when he was a guest on our show, he was a contractor at Bird Dog, but before that, he was a product specialist, and now, I'm excited to say, has moved from the Southern California or Mid-California market all the way across the United States and is our field specialist in Florida. Chris Shreenan, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Chris, Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing in your field specialist role?
So yeah, out here in Florida, I think a little bit is, we're going to be developing it more. So I do some traveling in some of the southeastern areas, going to Atlanta next week. A lot of what I did at Bird Dog installations, I enjoy that thoroughly. New controllers, doing turnkey programming, water compass work as well. And also been able to meet with a couple of the contractors and really enjoying teaching them about WeatherTrack and getting them on the mobile app. And so far it's going pretty well.
That is awesome. One of our webinar attendees, John Bannock, now is in your neck of the woods, somebody that I should arrange a meeting so that
Absolutely.
he knows you. He's the Site One Central Control guy. So he's watching today. John Bannock, you should be rooting for Chris Shreenan. He is a Florida neighbor.
And by the way, Chris, Ed Hotnet says a shout out to that good look you have there. You're looking awfully distinguished today.
See, the haircut works,
thank
man.
you, Ed. Very nice.
And last but not least, we have our fourth contestant, Lance Elliott, who is our senior user experience designer. So one of the favorite parts of my job that I have is the calls from Lance, as Lance is brainstorming and thinking what features should look like. We get feedback from our users, and it's Lance's job to turn it from a thought into what it looks like in the product. So he has joined me for updates from the release, every release we've had with Bob Beers, our other product manager. And Lance, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. No, I'm happy to be here.
Well, we are happy to have you. We are honored by your presence. I really love everything that you've been doing. I want to give you an especial shout out to all of the development of WeatherTrack Mobile that I have seen that you have had a hand in. I know it's not all you, but the work that you do makes a difference to our water nerd crowd every day. So
it's been a pleasure. It's a really fun project to work on, and what's so wonderful about it is that we have not only within HydroPoint, just great people, but our customers as well have just the best input as to what is needed or where the direction should go. So I have a lot of wonderful influence to work from, and so no, it's been a pleasure.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, panelists. We are on to the game. So
hey, can I interrupt before we hop to that? Because I just got something to mention. I just want to mention that I want to warn you that I accidentally swallowed some Scrabble tiles earlier, and my next trip to the bathroom may spell disaster. So if I disappear for a second, that's what's going on.
Brady, you got to stop putting stuff in your mouth, man. Like, that's just. All right, so we are on to the game. Welcome to Drops, the WeatherTrack Tournament Champions. We are going to start with the system test. We've got WeatherTrack trivia based on the system test, and today's contest, next slide, is the WeatherTrack Mobile. So for the system test, I will be asking, actually Brady will be asking you questions.
I will be asking.
And we are looking for answers directly from the mobile. So anything that we talk about navigation has to be through the app. Features of the app is what we're going to be talking about.
I speak on behalf of Chris Shreenan and Chris Mendiola. We're delighted to compete against the guy who builds and designs the app.
No pressure,
Yes.
Ben Slick. We know you're an expert. We just thought you were up to the challenge.
Here's $20. Keep it fair.
If it's any consolation, I noticed that Lance's internet is slightly lagging. That might give you an advantage.
That is it. That's it.
The hotel is not strong, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
All right. So let's move on to, again, for just participating in round one, you get the WeatherTrack Literature Swag Pack. If you are a listener, the first one to enter the correct answer to the first question will also get the literature swag pack. Unless you've won it in weeks past, I see many repeat customers. If you've already got one, we don't send you two. All right. So
Here we go. Here's round one. Brace yourself, guys. You ready for, here is question one. So you got your paper ready? All right. WeatherTrack Mobile question number one. And remember, wait till I get done reading the question before you actually try to answer. What is the current version of the WeatherTrack Mobile that is available at the App Store or Google Play Store? A, WeatherTrack Mobile 1. B, WeatherTrack Mobile 3.
Oh, I
C.
got you. I think Shreenan was the first one up.
What you
Mobile
got,
app
Shreenan?
3.
Shreenan?
Mobile app 3.
Mobile app 3. Well done,
Well
Shreenan.
done. Tell us a little bit about downloading WeatherTrack Mobile 3.
Well, as far as downloading it, it's already there. It's just, what's amazing to me is when you put a controller, you hang it on the wall, it's in your login, and as soon as you power it up, it goes online, and you could start turning on sprinkler valves literally within that same minute. It's just amazing.
That is awesome. Yes, the power of the cloud-based technology is an amazing one to leverage with WeatherTrack. What you see in the pictures is up at the top of the screen, you see WeatherTrack Mobile 1 and 2. Those are dated versions. If you are looking for the current, it is WeatherTrack Mobile 3. It looks like this and is free to download from the App Store or Google Play.
And
All right.
Ben, I'm super excited about version 23.
We knew you would be, Lance. That's why we put it on
It'll
here.
be amazing.
It will be amazing. In fact, it might be Michael Jordan-esque.
Strong.
On to WeatherTrack Mobile 2.
Here we go. Question number 2. Which WeatherTrack support tab tool is not available from the WeatherTrack Mobile? A, links to downloadable support documents. B, links to automated activation tools. C, links to live bilingual customer support.
We got it, but I'm going to let you read that last one because I love it.
D, link quest to collect all the Triforce and defeat Ganon.
Oh my gosh.
Ben Slick, we saw your pad first. Which one is it, Ben Slick?
It's B.
Is it B?
David.
Is it B?
David.
No, he said David.
Oh, you said D. Okay, okay, all right. There we go.
But Lance is integrating Triforce and Ganon now as we speak.
I figured everyone my age should know Zelda a little bit, right?
You have to dive into deep levels of Zelda nerddom to know what those terms are. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I admit it. Then Slick, tell me about the support in the field using the app.
Well, the most important thing is you're one click away from being able to dial support if you need help from a live person. But then there are also links to videos that you can get help for the problem you're dealing with, whether you're in the alerts tab or a programming tab. You've got the ability to actually see people like you telling us how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We think that having that support meet you where you're at in the field, when you have questions, you have your phone with you, there's plenty of resources there to help you through whatever questions you have.
And it's also important to note we've done a good job, in my opinion, of translating this for English as second language folks. The Spanish translations, when your phone is set to Spanish, are pretty spot on.
I love that. Absolutely.
It does surprise me too, Ben. It does surprise me too, Ben, how many people don't realize that those videos are embedded in the not only the alerts but also in the support side, and that they can find a solution right there on site, which is awesome.
Yep.
Brought to you by my friend, Mr. Coffee.
Go to
All
my
right. One that makes the coffee in the morning, not that one. Super Mr. Coffee.
All right, on to question 3. Here we go. Manually running multiple stations at once is a feature available from WeatherTrack Mobile. What else must be true to run multi-manual on a controller? A, it must be Wednesday. B, system valves must have Rainbird valves.
I got Chris Mendiola. First one up.
That is D. It must be OptiFlow.
Oh, D, nice.
It must be an OptiFlow controller. We call that the difference between version 7 firmware and version 8 firmware. One of the great features of OptiFlow. Chris, tell us about running multi-manual.
Well, like I said, it's a tool that's available in mobile through OptiFlow, and it just gives you the chance to go out there and, set up multiple stations to run manual operations, and gives you the flexibility and the ease of use through the mobile app.
Can you think of a few or a example of who might use that out in the field, what they might be doing?
I would think if you're going out, you want to do a wet check, right? Or you're looking for broken heads, anything like that, or you're just testing. Maybe you've set a new application, or you're doing a new installation and you want to test a section of your irrigation out there. Any number of reasons, really,
Yeah.
and really what it is just to make it more simple to use and more efficient.
I think too, if there's 3 or 4 stations you want to syringe for whatever reason, and you don't want to forget which one you didn't get to, doing it like that is a good way.
Yep. I can actually think of a customer.
And Hodnet on the chat box says growing in, overseeding.
Yep.
What were you going to say, Brady?
I was going to say I had a customer that loved this because they had never really been able to add stations on top of each other to test the capacity of their main line and see where their pressure was starting to drop. And that's what they did. They were actually able to fine tune their main line and their OptiFlow tree as a result of this right here by going out and testing stations at the same time. It's awesome.
And my users love it during winterization, right? Whether they got their compressor hooked up, they want to pop on more than just one zone at a time.
Yeah.
That's something that
we've actually had a few of those come through this season, which has been handy for them.
Yes.
Definitely.
Very big. Awesome. Great
Nice.
job. We are on. Wait.
Where are we sitting at as far as score, Ben?
So right now, Ben Slick has one. Chris Mendiola has one. Chris Shreenan has one. And Lance Elliott has 0. Lance, we're going to need to step up the game there, Lance.
It's blame the Wi-Fi.
He's
Wi-Fi.
he's just laying in the weeds.
This question's your question, Lance. I can feel it.
Game face.
Here we go. Here's question 4. Which program information is not displayed on program overview page of manual by program? A, program stack / overlap. B, program start time / water days.
Oh,
C.
Ben Slick, first one in.
Wow.
Ben
What
Slick.
D, mainline assignment.
D. Oh,
Not the correct answer.
Not the correct answer. Who was number
You
2?
didn't hear me. I meant B. I meant C. I meant
Chris Shreenan was the second one in.
I also had D, mainline assignment.
Okay.
me and you, Shreenan. Tight.
I didn't see who came in third. Mendiola, Lance is in. I'm sorry, Chris. I got to go with Lance. And he's got the right answer. Wait a minute.
No.
Did I make this question so
What
hard
kind
that
of
the
questions
designer
are
didn't
these?
get it?
This is preposterous.
Hey, Mendiola, do you want to give us an answer?
Yeah, let's go with A.
You know what?
It is.
A is the answer.
Oh, okay.
I fall on the sword. I tried to make this difficult because this is a
You
often
did.
overlooked feature. But if
Yes.
you go to the manual by program, it has just a ton of information in there about the
Very
programs
good.
that you're running. Not stack or overlap, but all of the mainline assignment, all of the stations, even one that might be running when manual irrigation is occurring.
And a neat little secret to that manual by program is that you can select more than one program, and even have a different default time for each of those programs. And when you hit start, it will send that all to WeatherTrack Central, and you'll see A, B, and C, and it'll carry those out. So
Wow.
you don't have to select just one program.
That is a nice feature. That is the best way to get the most stations loaded up at the same time.
Mhm.
Chris
Wow.
Mendiola, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I totally just walked on your
That's
answer.
okay. What Lance said.
Okay. Let's take what Lance said.
What Lance said.
All right, with that, Chris Mendiola moves on to the next round.
Yeah, so Chris, you can actually relax now and let the other guys fight for the chum.
Right. All right, and we are on to question 5.
Question 5, here we go. Where do you change a station's station name? A, stations, manual, single. B, sitemap, station location.
Lance was the first one in. And
Lance, you have D, I'm seeing there, which?
D
There it is.
D it is.
Lance, can you tell me why naming your stations correctly is important?
I cannot. No, yes.
You can.
No, I think it's one of the things that I really like to talk about, especially because of the station location asset, because that station location asset allows you to identify where watering would be occurring for that specific station. So now you no longer need to identify the station by its name or the location that is. So you have this a kind of ability to create, as you even had in one of your screenshots. Some of our great customers will use a code of sorts, to explain the makeup of the station. So it's really powerful because you can do a lot with it. I mean, the traditional way of naming it by the east grass by parking lot doesn't have to necessarily take place anymore, and so you can be really creative with how you name your stations, and don't necessarily have to, you can change it from time to time even. So I mean, that's just the power of having it right in your hand and being able to make edits at any time.
Yeah, and that feature took on new life, to your point. When we added the mapping feature, all of a sudden it really compounds the power of that tool, because it doesn't have to walk you to it in the map. You can use it any way that makes sense to your management.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where are we sitting as far as score? We have
It is
tied.
1-1. So
all right. Well, we got to go on to the next question.
Going into the 6th question.
Here we go. Question number 6. Which sitemap icon can start manual irrigation? A, station valve pin. B, controller pin, weather track.
Shreenan, first one in.
I've got to say station valve pin.
Station valve
not
pin?
the correct answer.
That is
Lance
not the
was
correct
second
answer.
One in. Lance?
Location.
Station location pin. Lance, can you tell me the difference between a station valve pin and a station location pin?
Yes. So the station location pin was born by the fact that the valve location might not necessarily be where the watering happens. So the station location asset was created to allow you to kind of identify where you expect the heads to be popping up versus where the valve is located. Yes.
And adding, can you tell me about the logic in adding the start or adding manual irrigation to that map?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so you think about the screen you have there, and if you happen to be standing close to one of those station location assets, instead of thinking about the controller or the by just station number, you're more thinking about it based on where you are physically on the property. So you can choose the location. If you're doing a wet check, you can kind of work your way around the property using the station location assets and turning them on and off from the asset itself.
System management from the map. Good job. I love it. All right, now Chris Mendiola and Ben Slick. Wait.
No. It's Chris Shreenan and Ben Slick are now the ones fighting.
Are up to the last question. Here we go. Manual or WeatherTrack Mobile number 7.
Here we go. Where do I find today's weather forecast? A, controllers, settings alert. B, stations manual multiple. C, sites overview page.
Chris Shreenan by a split second.
Sites overview page.
Sites overview page. He got it.
Absolutely. Chris, can you tell us about the weather forecast and how an irrigator might use that?
Well, what's one of the biggest culture shocks was moving here to Florida and seeing in one day, in 2 hours, the amount of rainfall that happens in California for the whole year. Just being able to see what's going on in the future, in the near future, in the same day out here is very critical. So again, all the info, it's just amazing.
I love it. I see this rainy days resort has a sunny day. So that's amazing. Chris, great job. That gives you 2, and you are on to the next round, which means, Brady, can you kill this slideshow?
Yeah, that means, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to one of our fellow contestants.
One of our contestants. Then it was down to the split second on this one. Like, you guys were just neck and neck on that final answer. I really appreciate you making time for us this morning. You've been a great guest. You want to give anybody a shout out before we move on to the next round?
These 3 panelists deserve everything they get in life. I hope it works out for them in the next rounds. Grateful that they're part of our team. And thanks to you 2 hosts for just doing something fun for the company and for the industry and for our customers. Great job.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
And there will be an investigation.
I appreciate it. But unfortunately, gotta wait for Brady. He's got to breathe. Unfortunately, you have been dropped. All right.
Oh, so here we are.
Here we are. We are on to round 2.
And then there were 3.
And there were 3. So as I have mentioned, today's feature test is OptiFlow. So I hope you boned up, because this is the most advanced feature test that we're going to put anybody to. So good luck with that. Just for joining us in round 2, we will provide you with the WeatherTrack battery charger. It charges your mobile devices out in the field. And we are on. I think the next one is the question.
It is. Here we go with question 1. You guys ready? Here we go. Question 1. Which of the following best describes the feature of WeatherTrack flow optimization?
This is a reader.
Describes. It's a reader, so just keep that in mind. Best describes. A, optimizing irrigation runtimes to adequately refill the station depletion. B, optimizing irrigation start times to automatically abide by local water restrictions. C.
Shreenan's in. I saw them all writing, but Shreenan was the first one up. Shreenan?
So the reason I chose C is because it's about keeping the pipe full and running at capacity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well done.
Can you tell me, nickel tour me through the value of OptiFlow in an irrigator's mind?
Well, it's all about water window alerts and having a short water window and using this to easily allow you to get all your irrigation done that you need to that night.
Yep.
Absolutely. Keeping as much water pumping through that system as possible is flow optimization. Great
Perfect
job.
example of that. I have a customer in Utah that went from 12 hours with the previous system to 4 with flow optimization.
What?
Yeah.
Because time by 2/3?
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Shreenan, you're up 1.
Shreena's up 1. Here we go. OptiFlow question number 2. Here it comes. If I want to program my OptiFlow settings, but I don't have an OptiFlow tab on WeatherTrack central navigation, what type of issue is this? A, controller hardware issue. B, the swimsuit issue.
I think
C,
Chris Mendiola is in, and it was right when you read swimsuit issue, so I'm
I think that
really
sparked
going
it.
for swimsuit issue. Chris Mendiola, what did you answer?
As much as I am a fan of the swimsuit issue, it is C, account permissions issue.
Nice.
Account permissions issue. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, so when you get your user account set up within WeatherTrack, there are specific permissions and access types that have to be granted to allow certain functionality. OptiFlow is one of those. So that's actually one of the things that my team does when they set up accounts for users is grant them OptiFlow access if they need it.
Nice.
Perfect.
Like he has anything to do with that issue right there. I mean, come
Nah.
on.
All right. I think that captures it. Brady, anything else on that?
No, but what I am seeing here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Ben, because I can see that the next slide has an oops in it. So,
Uh-oh.
Oh, so
Yep.
we all get a
Still
free
time?
free
I've got
question.
funds.
so I am going to unshare my screen and fix it
Okay.
really quickly.
In the meantime, let's see, what can I do to fill time? Shreenan, I'm coming to you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
So in my experience, the systems in Florida are way different than the systems in California because I always talk to people about pumps in Florida. Is that something that you see more of since you made the move?
I will just, what's amazing here is that I actually have, to the north end of me, I live on a lake, and I can irrigate from the lake. I have a pump. I have taken it out. I just got it rebuilt. It actually didn't even need to be rebuilt. I just needed new bearings. It's a 2-inch main. I have to clear the lake weeds yet, so I can have an intake. But something like OptiFlow would be way cool because I'm going to have to expel energy and money to run that pump. So I want to be running as many valves as I can possibly figure out. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Getting it all hooked up. I'm truly blessed. Out here.
Another huge benefit of OptiFlow is limiting pump hours, right? Not running that pump over and over and over.
Yep.
Point.
All right. Are you good, Brady?
I am. Let me just go back in here now and share my screen.
Chris Shreenan, John Marshall just gave you a shout out.
Wow.
No pressure, the boss is watching.
Woo.
Okay, here we go. Sharing the screen. All right, here we go. OptiFlow question number 2. If I want to program my OptiFlow settings,
We've already had this one. We're on question 3.
never mind. I'm just going to skip past this guy. That was a review, just in case you
Review
didn't
of the
get it.
swimsuit issue.
Yeah, we didn't get the swimsuit issue. OptiFlow question number 3. Programming the system's hydraulic tree happens on which page of the WeatherTrack Central? A, program page. B, configure page.
Lance
C.
is in.
But I didn't even get to read Jimmy page.
I know. We didn't even get the Zeppelin humor. Lance Elliott, what did you answer?
The configure page.
The configure page.
page.
And I'm going to have to do this so you can see this because this is how I had to fix this in the meantime.
Oh, what did I do?
It was coming up.
Oh, anyway, tell us about the configure page, Lance.
Well, it recently received a bit of a update visually, as you can see there. And yeah, but this is where you build the hydraulic tree. It's a drag and drop environment. So you would drag programs from the left column into the hydraulic tree to construct, assigning those to main lines. You can build flow zones. You can even outline in the map area the location of that flow zone using a little polygon tool.
Yeah.
It's a really neat page. It's almost better than Jimmy page.
I don't know about that one. I mean,
would say that the configure page is the big addition to managing OptiFlow, right? You not only have to set up your controller on the program page, but you have to set up the system and the hydraulic tree on the configure page. That's the big difference.
yeah,
Right.
Jimmy Page has all of my love. So
I prefer his black dog.
all right, question number 4. On the OptiFlow Inspector tool, which of these settings would not create an OptiFlow Inspector alert and or prevent a station from running? No station flow value. B, station off. C, station not assigned to mainline. And D, station switching from auto to user.
Oh, Lance, I saw you ring in first.
I'm making a wild guess on this. I'm not-
You got it wrong. It is
You
not
got it wrong.
station-
Sorry, Lance.
Station off would create an
Hold on. I'm going to practice. Lance got it wrong.
See, he's working on the sound effects.
I need that. If I would hear that sound 50 to 60 times a day.
Now it's gonna haunt you while you sleep.
So who was next, Ben?
Chris Shreenan was second.
Shreenan, what do you have?
D, auto to user is not going to change anything.
D.
It would not prevent it from running, in other words.
Right. It would not prevent it from running. Can you tell me why?
Well, because it's just a program change.
Exactly right. Program changes don't change anything to the hydraulic tree. It adds to the ease of use of OptiFlow. Once you've got it all set up, the daily routine doesn't change it very much. You still have to be aware of it, but it doesn't add to the cumbersome management of it.
Nice. Where's our total, Ben?
So
Right now.
that is Shreenan's second answer. So
Second?
Shreenan is
Very good.
on to the next round.
Okay, so
And-
Shreenan, take a breather for a second. That means
that?
Lance and Chris Mendiola. Here we go. On to question number 5.
We are tied. Here is the tiebreaker.
Question 5. What unit of time is used to report your mainline usage on the OptiFlow mainline usage report? A, 1 day at a time / 30-day report. B, 1 hour at a time or a 7-day report.
Oh, Chris
See-
Mendiola was first.
I believe that's B, 1 hour at a time.
Hold on.
Oh,
Unfortunately, that isn't the right answer. Lance Elliott.
And I had picked it as well, so I.
Oh, no.
Another one.
Well, then let's give him the right answer. Let's give him the right answer. We're going to have to go to the next question then if that's the
Yep,
case.
we've got it. Good for you. I've got a spare, but the OptiFlow mainline usage report is reported 1 minute at a time through an entire day.
Oh.
So we have a minute by minute report of all of your OptiFlow use. One of the things that I like about this is in this report, you can see usage at non-irrigation hours, right? Out there, we see spikes in the measured usage that aren't attributed to the irrigation cycles. So awesome job.
And to be fair, I think Chris Mendiola deserves one of these. Just saying.
Just
Yeah.
give me question 6.
All right, question number 6. Here we go. In the certified level 3 OptiFlow installation and programming training, we define the 3 main OptiFlow scheduling windows. Which of the following is not an OptiFlow scheduling window? A, program a watering window. B, optimization window. C,
Lance is in.
all right, Lance, what you got? I'm primed.
Maintenance window.
You have to forgive him. He never took the training.
Oh, no.
Training. That is not an OptiFlow scheduling window. Chris Mendiola, do you know?
I think it's A.
Chris Mendiola.
What? What? Chris Mendiola. I was puckering there for a second.
Me too.
That is awesome. Can you tell me, this question really is designed to highlight the site irrigation window and the optimized window. Can you tell me a little about how this all ties together?
Yeah, so basically it's giving you the chance to kind of see what's going to happen for the day. It lets everything get finalized. It gives you a chance for any changes to take effect, and then it kind of blocks those so that it is running at an optimized schedule when it actually goes for that night.
Yeah, that's a huge management thing, right? When we talk about the optimization window, that's when the schedule gets created and downloaded to all of the controllers. As a manager, that's important because that's when the schedule locks for the day, right? So it's definitely a management thing that you got to get used to as a manager. Chris Mendiola, thank you so much. Lance Elliott,
You know what's really sad?
tell me this.
I made that pie chart.
Oh man.
I think it was when I was in my 40s.
There you
So-
go.
We'll blame it on that.
Yeah, it was a good
Steal
one.
a lot of your work for my training. It doesn't surprise me at all. So, Lance, we appreciate you being such a great contestant and such a great player of the game.
It's been a
Is there
pleasure. Thank you.
anybody you want to give a shout out to before we move on to the next round?
I think everybody at HydroPoint, and like I mentioned earlier, the wonderful customers we have, it's just, I enjoy every day of it. So thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for all that you do. You have
Thank
been
you, Lance.
awesome. But today you have been dropped. And we are on to the final. It's a battle of Chris's. We've got all the Chris's in the house ready for round 3. Brady, you want to go back to our slideshow?
I will go back to our slideshow. Here, let me get to the right screen. There we
Got
are.
A little something planned right here. A little special.
Do we? Are we ready for what we have
We
planned?
are ready for what we have planned.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, so here at round 3, we are on to the controller race. Today, we are actually going to make you push the buttons and find the menus on the controller. Just for making it this far, we're going to outfit you with the often seen on this show WeatherTrack hat. And unfortunately, if you're playing along, this is all on demo simulators, so there is no equivalent that lets you play along. So sorry for that. But in the meantime, for our special occasion live from IA, we want to bring in our very special, very special guest.
Is she with us?
We don't have her camera on.
Oh, I can see that she's there.
So close.
Come on, Meg. We want to see you.
Big bucks, no whammies.
I'm coming.
There we are.
Hey.
Meg.
Live
Hi,
from
Meg.
the IA show, we have Meg Mason, our VP of Marketing. Tell us where you're at.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. Sorry I'm on my mobile device, so bear with me technology-wise. But we are at the IA show floor. It opened at 9 o'clock today, and HydroPoint is sponsoring the 3 charging lounges. So if you're here on site, stop by. We have a great giveaway. Stop by, enter to win an iPad Air. Stop by, chat with us. Also in the background, you'll see the new product contest area over there, which we have showcased the WeatherTrack mobile app, the latest version. Here's a little bit back here, the rest of the show floor. It's just getting started. Lots of people here, lots of people walking around and getting settled. So thank you guys for having me. It's very fun to be here and be a part of this fun adventure you guys are having.
That is so awesome. Meg Mason, do you have the bandwidth to read that first question for us?
I do. Let me see.
I'm going to share my screen right now if you want.
Bring it up. You can read it from the screen. Can you see it?
Yes, I can. So I can see it now. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes,
Absolutely.
we got you.
Let me set this
All
up
right.
real
So
quick.
I'm ready for you.
Okay, I got one administrative thing first. The WeatherTrack controller race for Chris and Chris. Go to the next one, Brady. One more.
The next one's the question.
No, the animation isn't showing. There we go. Okay, so because we don't have a live event and I can't plant the right answer in advance, we're using demo simulators, which will all have the basic WeatherTrack out-of-the-box programming. So in this case, what I'm asking you to do is on your demo simulator, I want you to find me the right screen to answer the question that I'm looking for, okay? So you'll use those demo simulators we worked out, you've got on your laptop, and find me the screen, write it down on your paper, hold up the paper. First one to hold up the paper is the answer that will be taken first.
Okay, Meg, the question is coming your way right now.
Ready? Are you guys ready?
They're looking intent, so yes, I think they're ready.
Ready.
Here we go.
Here we go. Set up a new 18-station WeatherTrack ET Pro 3 with 16 stations. Wired is getting an NC alert on stations 17 and 18 and a hardware alert. The challenge, find the screen address of the setting that would resolve all of these issues.
Oh, Meg Mason, you did great. Thank you so much. While they dial through their little Demo Simulator, thank you for joining us from IA. It has certainly been a pleasure having you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Look at them. They are scrolling through that.
They are diligently scrolling through that.
They're diligently scrolling.
I'm actually not. I can't even see my simulator, Ben, so I'm having a party foul.
Oh, man. We even worked that out, Shreenan.
I know. Well, I can't see it because of the Zoom.
Oh,
I saw it earlier.
shrink us down.
I tried.
Chris Mendiola,
Yeah.
you have an advantage here.
Oh, okay.
You
Now
have an advantage here.
I was getting mine to come up too.
Oh, no. Demo Simulator plan failed.
Okay, so what are we? Okay, one more time. What are we looking for?
No.
We're looking at alerts.
A new controller is getting no connects on the last 2 stations and a hardware alert. What is the problem and where do you find the solution?
Okay.
Is that too hard?
I think if I understand your question correctly, I know what
All right, Chris
you're
Mendiola,
going
you
for.
tell me.
I would go to the alerts button.
I must have asked ambiguously.
Yeah.
Go to the alerts button.
And then I would find those alerts and select them.
So, for example, come to let's say, for example, a flow alert. Or actually, in this case, it's an electrical alert.
Yeah, no connect or the
So-
and select to view that alert.
So I hate to interrupt, but you're not.
I'm on the
this
wrong
isn't
track.
The answer we were looking for.
Okay,
You're
all
on the wrong
right.
track.
Then I misunderstood the question.
You missed the
Shreenan,
question. That's
it's all you,
probably
man.
all.
If it was a hardware alert, it'd be set up, looking for stations found. Am I on the right track?
You're on the right track. It's on the setup menu.
So where do I go, Chris?
Where do you get?
You
go
go
to
to
knock off those
setup.
last 2 stations so the controller doesn't look for them.
Setup, and then you're looking at max active stations. You've got to be able to be under your hardware. So if you've got a 30 station clock, you can't have 36 stations on there.
Right.
Nice.
So when you're first initially setting up, everybody gets a hardware alert until you make the number of stations that you've wired to the controller match the number of stations that you have in the software. And you define that at max active stations, right? That's the number of stations.
Setup 9. That's what we're looking at.
Setup
Nine
number
is the right answer.
Wow,
Sorry.
I actually won that one, huh?
Chris Mendiola, I did not think that was ambiguous. I had 4 people read
That's
it.
okay. I probably overthought it.
Totally
Well,
okay.
When you're trying to solve an alert specifically, you'd think that you could go to the alert, but this alert was specifically a station
Yep.
alert, is what
Yes.
it was, for lack of station. So,
Black
all
and
right.
white.
Should
All
we
right,
head
we're
to
on
number 2?
Question 2.
Here we go. You ready for this?
I am now.
Setup. My WeatherTrack Mobile and WeatherTrack.net both show offline. The first thing I want to do is to reset the controller modem. Challenge. Find the screen address where I reset the modem. So again, we're
No
looking for
pressure.
the...
Oh, Chris Mendiola's in.
Can you walk us through where that is?
Yeah,
Chris?
so you go to the COM
Com.
menu.
Got it.
You want to go to menu, I think it's 13.
Let's go to 13 and see what that is.
Should be the GPRS status.
Oh, look at that. Now, what do you do here?
And then you press star to reinitialize
star.
that modem hardware.
Right.
Or asterisk or whatever.
Yeah,
I
star,
love it.
asterisk.
Chris, can you tell me why somebody would do that?
To try to get their controller to come online.
Yep.
Basically what that does is it forces a restart of the modem and reinitializes the connection process, hopefully allows it to reconnect and then come online and begin communicating again.
Nice.
And
That
from
is-
a field standpoint, just so you know, it actually runs through all of the steps of connection. So if something has failed along the way, we can see whether it's a hardware issue or a modem issue or a cellular signal issue. So it really helps us understand where the communication has failed. So great diagnostic information.
Nice. So we have a tie right now. This next question, it all comes down to this, doesn't it?
I love the tiebreaker. I have bad news for you guys, though. I wrote these in ascending order. They only get harder as they go. So,
So the first one was the easiest?
The first one was the easiest.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't make me feel good.
All right, well, here we go. Here is question number 3. Setup. I have station depletion alerts on 6 of my 24 stations. Challenge. Find the screen address where I reset the individual station depletion settings. The screen address where I reset the individual station depletion settings.
Oh, my demo crashed.
Oh no!
I'm
Do you know the answer?
trying to get back in. Maybe.
If you,
I wanted to check myself, but I believe
Shreenan,
it's
are you close? Shreenan, are you there?
Oh, I'm there. I've got it. It's
You
alert
gotta hold up
7.
your paper.
You
dude.
got to hold up the paper, guys. Whoever's got it, hold up the paper.
I don't have a paper that I wrote anything on. I'll just
Oh, okay.
It's okay. You're holding up a paper.
alerts and number 7. View
Alerts number 7.
status.
Well,
And then hit select.
And
So
I'm
this
not
will-
allowed. It's
This
not
will not the right answer, Shreenan. This shows it to you, but it doesn't allow you to reset it.
no, it does
Uh-oh.
not.
I can't get my demo started back up, but I think you actually have to go to the station settings themselves. Yeah. Station, go to the station you're looking for. What is it?
It's close. It's on
close.
the help menu though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually right here. If you hit help and then go down to, and I never know which one it is, but it is
Oh.
this one. Right. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there.
There you go.
Help
All right.
12.
Well, there you go.
This
See,
is
this is-
old
this is-
school.
This is the
Well,
problem from
yeah.
doing everything online.
Exactly right. So before we had the ability to do this online and on the app, we had the ability to do it on the controller. And so this is a deep, dark, hidden feature that I made way too hard. Okay.
We're going to need to then come up with one off the fly then, Ben, because
Let's
that was
just
our
go
last.
to round 2, question 7.
Okay, let's go to
Is this
round
gonna
2,
be
question 7.
another- Oh, okay. So not
So
another
this
demo.
Let me-
is the most challenging OptiFlow question.
I am going to unshare my screen for a second then
Okay.
and get back to that so that I don't give away the answer.
Sorry, I really must have reached to try and make us do the button push demo.
Hey, you know what? I learned something. So thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so here we are. You guys see this? OptiFlow question 7.
Yep.
Here we
For
go.
all the marbles for the championship.
For the championship, here's the tiebreaker question. The programming at OptiFlow control panel is locked. When it is unlocked, which 2 features would you be able to use? A, manual irrigation start times. B, station programming, hardware troubleshooting. C, irrigation start times, station programming. Oh,
Oh, Chris Mendiola's in.
Uh-oh.
C.
hold on.
Not the correct answer.
No. I second guessed myself.
Chris Shreenan?
Oh my gosh, I just have to guess. I would say A.
Oh, man. That was,
You know what? That's what I wrote first. See?
So,
but
when
well.
you unlock the panel, no programming is unlocked. So you can't set start times. You can't change station programs. Unlocking the panel gives you manual irrigation and troubleshooting, but none of the programming stuff, because it all still has to belong to the cloud and be done through your devices. Okay, so Brady.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do then. I'm going to take control here. I'm going to ask a controller question.
Okay.
So you ready?
I love it. Great idea.
So here's the setup. I have got an electrical alert on one of my stations. I am doing some testing and want to see some electrical diagnostics on said station. Which menu can I see on the controller that shows me the electrical values of that station?
Chris Shreenan has his hand up.
Yeah, I got my A up here, but it's under manual and it's under the feature diagnostics, and you can look at your milliamp draw. Sorry, Chris, that's the field thing that we do. all
No
the
worries,
time.
man. No worries.
It is. So let's walk there if you don't mind.
No, of course.
So manual, and then you go up
Manual,
to
and then to keep going, diagnostics,
Diagnostics.
and then arrow to the right.
All
And
right.
then you're looking at the output of whatever station, and that's a beautiful, the milliamp draw, a healthy milliamp draw is around 240. If you're under, you might have a corroded splice. And if you're
Under what?
way too high, you might have double valves. So that's
So
a great,
what's the range you're looking for? Do you know?
yeah, 240, 250, 240 is usually like dead on.
Yeah. So the low is 75. Anything below 75 will give you a no connect alert. Anything above 1,000 will give you a not a short, but a valve overcurrent alert.
Overcurrent, yeah.
Over 3,000 is the short alert. So awesome, Chris. Great job. Thank you for that, Chris Mendiola. I am sorry for all of the last round shenanigans.
That's all right. It was an exciting showdown, and
It was
I'm
a
glad
nail
that
biter.
somebody gets to
Absolutely.
carry on the Chris legacy.
There you go.
Carries on the Chris legacy. Chris Mendiola, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we?
Shout out to all the contestants. You guys are a great bunch of guys. Shout out to Ben, Brady, great hosts.
Thank you.
All of our customers, our partners, distributors. You guys are the greatest to work with. But an extra special shout out to my team, because they're what really makes us successful. Helps me shine. So great job to my team. They
Helps
put in
me shine too every day.
they put in a heck of a lot of hours this season, and like I said, we're gearing up for next season, and hopefully we can just set that bar a little bit higher and keep delivering excellent support.
And we greatly appreciate all the work that you guys do, because we deal directly with support and they do an amazing job. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Incremental improvement. Thank you, Chris. You've been a great guest, but unfortunately, you have been dropped. Shreenan, you made it.
You did it.
You did it, buddy. That is
You
awesome.
like me. You really, really like me.
You know we do. Congratulations, Brady. Go back to the slideshow.
I will go back to the slide. Here we go. So,
Chris Shreenan, for all of your hard work today, you will be receiving a WeatherTrack dropped hoodie. Now, this isn't the exact one. I've given it to my art department to fancy it up. This is only my own interpretation, but you are on the list of water management champions. So congratulations. Now will
I'm
you
honored. I am honored.
bring back Chris's face, Brady?
all right, here we go.
Chris Shreenan. Oh, Lance says congratulations. You're getting a shout out from the other contestants. Chris Shreenan, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Of course. Phil Elliott, thinking of you, buddy. John Marshall. Let me see here. You are the greatest boss I have ever had.
I said that from my.
And he even piped
Okay, I
in.
got that
Nice.
covered. Whew. Yes.
That is awesome. And I'm right there with you, Phil Elliott. Thinking of you, pal. All right, so let's move on to next week.
Next week.
Next week,
Should I offer my words of wisdom now or later, Ben?
later. Your
Okay,
words
here
of
we
wisdom
go.
come after next week.
Here we go. Next week, this is what we have.
Next week, we have our dropped championship. The week 1 champion, Chad Sutton. Week 2, the distributor champion, Joe Jackson from Brady's neck of the woods.
Nice.
I've already seen here at the IAA show, the Brightview champion, James Carr. And now we know the HydroPoint champion, Chris Shreenan. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So I want to give a final shout out to the IA show. Thank you, Meg Mason. Thank you, IA, for putting on such an amazing show. I look forward to seeing you all there. Brady, any final words?
You know what? I do have some parting words. I picked up a hitchhiker last night. As he got in, he asked, "How do you know I'm not a serial killer?" I chuckled and replied, "The odds of 2 serial killers in one car is astronomical." Just a little warning.
That's dark.
Love
You
that
went
one.
Dark on that one, my friend. But you must have known the audience. Chris, that's right up Chris Shreenan's sense of humor. So,
I thought that was for you, Chris Shreenan.
Thank you.
that's
And you do
awesome.
play
Brady,
a mean
we'll see you
slide
next
whistle.
week.
Thank you. And I mean pinball, just in case you're wondering.
Brady, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chris Shreenan, any final thoughts of the water management moment? What would you say to all of our field users about using WeatherTrack to improve their water management plan?
Over the years, Ben, I always, some of them that are a little hesitant at first, I think the mobile app has been the huge, the clouds have cleared and it's opened up, and everyone just realizes, wow, this is a great product, because guys that are out there clearing lines, they can turn on with their phone, flush a lateral, flush the heads, their nozzles, cleaning nozzles. And once they start doing that, then they're really just sold on the product, and they realize with that one little aspect of all that we can do with the WeatherTrack is, I just think the mobile app is the greatest.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for all your participation, and we will see you and everybody next week at the championship.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
See you, everyone.